Good morning. Thanks for joining me at Coffee with Corey. Well, I know. I'm not in my suit and tie looking like I'm gonna go do a real estate deal, but I was so excited to have coffee with you guys this morning. And I really was wanting to have a little bit of the darkness in the background as we sit here at Tavern 88. And as you know, if you're a morning person, it's you got to get up a little earlier this time of the year to be able to catch the moon and the stars. The sun comes up pretty early now. In fact, if you're connected with me on social media, you know that one of the stories that I posted this week was a picture that I took on my morning run, or right after my morning run, and the sun wasn't quite up yet, but it was getting pretty doggone close. And the picture of the sun about ready to come up over the pond with some ducks on it. It was some good peace and serenity, and I love that in the mornings. But like I said, gotta get that little extra motivation to get there a little earlier now. I want to start before I go into the whole story, because I've got a really good one for you guys today. But I want you to think about something while we're chatting. That if a friend reaches out to you and they're struggling and they're in need, would you help them out? Would you go and spend time with them? I'm gonna bet that most of you guys would say yes, that you would do that. Think about that as we're talking here this morning. So it was last Saturday, actually. No more than did we have coffee with each other. Then I was on a beach in Florida, and I get a text message from a friend of mine, and it said, "Hey man, I'm sure you're probably out and about already. I know you're a morning guy, and I just purchased 24 acres of land, and I know you love it. I'm really excited to share it with you. I'm hopeful that you'll join me for a cup of coffee and a sunrise." And the sun wasn't quite up yet. And I fired back to him right away a picture of some turtle tracks that I had just come across on Anna Maria Island. And I told him, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm out and about. I'm tracking turtles this morning and haven't seen one yet, but I'm seeing some evidence. And I told him, I'm like, hey, we're gonna be back in a few weeks, and I'll hit you up and come and join you for that cup of coffee then. And about 10 minutes go by, and he sends me another video, and he said, "Dude, this is so cool. I'm enjoying this, and I just wanted to share it with you." And I said, "Yeah, I think it looks great, man. I'm blown away by it. I will definitely be in touch when we're back in a couple weeks." And he reached out to me one more time, a little while later, and just said, "Hey, I just want to let you know I'm going to be here for a few hours yet. So if you don't have anything going later this morning, I'd still welcome you to come on out." And it finally got through to me. I'm like, you know what? My friend is so excited about this. He wants to share that level of joy with someone, and that's the real message. Because I think as a lot of us would think about friends and joining them during their times of struggle and being there for them in their times of struggle, it's equally important to be there when someone wants to share big moments with you and they want to share joy with you, big events in their life. You got to be present for that. That's important. So that morning I said, you know what, man, I can do it. I was thinking about it. I was kind of going through the clock in my mind, because we were leaving that day. We were flying back to South Dakota early that afternoon, and I'm thinking, I just took probably 45-minute leisurely stroll down the beach to the point where I'm at. I got to get back to my car, and then the place where I was going to meet my friend, where his land is at, was well, it was a 38-minute drive. I mapped it when I got back to the car. So first thing I did was I took off running down the beach. And I don't do that as often as I used to. As my gym buddies can attest to, when we first started traveling to Florida, I'd send out pictures, be like, hey, I'm going for a run on the beach. And now those have turned into more of a leisurely stroll. But this was good motivation to run back down the beach. Got to my car, texted my buddy, and I said, hey man, I'm gonna be there in 38 minutes. And I got there, and we soaked it up. It was so cool, so cool to see that spot. I appreciate you, Lon, for wanting to share that with me, and I'm so glad that you reached out more than once. Let's say it that way. You weren't forceful, but you let me know it was important. And I'm glad that message got through to me, because again, I think there's so many times in life where we feel like sharing friendships is and being there for somebody is during those times when they're struggling, and it's definitely when they've got those big life moments too, and they want to share them with you. It reminded me, I'm going to go into this. Some of you guys have possibly noticed the setting here already, but many years ago, I purchased a Jaguar, and I had wanted that type of a car for so long. I just thought they were cool. It's a 99 XJR, and I purchased this car, and I'm going to back step for a minute. Jossie and I have one of those unique relationships where when something's important, you do it, and even if you don't get the blessing ahead of time, the spouse knows it's important, and then you just share the joy afterwards, which goes to mean that I did not share with her that I was buying this car, and I did. The first thing that I did after I picked up that car was I went and picked Connor up. He was still in high school at that time. I went and picked him up, and he was like, holy cow, man, this car is so sweet. And I'm like, yeah, right? He's like, what did mom say? And I'm like, well, she doesn't know yet. So we went home. I got to share that moment with Jossie. And after that, the next thing I did is I went to my good buddy Tim Scott's house, and I picked him up, and we went for a cruise. And having that big occasion in my life, and that joy of that purchase, I wanted to share it with the people that were so important to me. And that's what makes those big moments in life so real and so special, is when you get to share them with others. And so whether you're the person that wants to share the joy, or whether you're the friend that someone reaches out to, I hope you'll keep that in mind. It was a good lesson for me, and I was so thrilled to spend that time with my buddy Lon at the Normal 4D Reserve, as he calls it. And if you're connected with Lon on Facebook or any social media, you'll know he's been putting out a lot of videos and a lot of backstory on it. It's going to be used for a great purpose, and I'm excited to see how that unfolds. So I'm going to leave you guys with the story of my Jaguar. This is what I got of it now, and that's a whole nother story. We're not going to go into it, but it does remind me of a quote that I want to leave you with, which is, ships are safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are for. So if you got something that's important to you, and that tendency is to hold on to it and keep it safe, sometimes you got to remember that you got to utilize it for the purpose that it was meant for as well. And don't be scared to use those gifts and those treasures that you have, and it's just like I said, that was a quote that I've heard a few times recently. And when I came down to Tavern 88 this morning and I saw the Jaguar sitting on the countertop, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna leave you guys with that quote today. So it means something to me. All right, thanks guys. Really appreciate you every weekend joining me here. And I hope to see you again next week at Coffee with Kory.